You're flying high this month, Sagittarius. It's a very, very important month. Take a look at the wheels of karma, those planets moving around, revealing what's happening to you. Through me, Dadici, your astrologer from astrology.com.au. Welcome to those of you that are new. Keep your eye on the ball. The ball in the first week of the month is, of course, Mars. Mars making its way out of this fifth house, that previous conjunction with Jupiter. I hope you didn't throw all your money away on Bitcoin, because that's the sort of thing that combination does. Be very, very careful. It's moving into the more prudent, controlling sign of Taurus on the 5th. Your 6th house. What's the 6th house? It's your workplace activities, your co-workers. It's in a way also your routine, the day-to-day routine. So you may be more driven to get that shit in order. I would say, incidentally too, the 5th house energy moving into this 6th house shows that you're likely to take a punt, be speculative on the dietary aspects of your life, and try some new food. For God's sake, what's life for if you can't try new food, especially healthy food? Because this 6th house has to do with how you look after your health, especially your digestive tract. The 6th house and Virgo are the natural rulers of that digestive area of your system. And you see that's a little bit disturbed by Uranus in this area. Mars can also cause acidic complaints. So you must be careful to choose those foods that are nutritious to you and are not going to upset your stomach. Listen to your body signals, please, Sag. Otherwise, you're going to have trouble in that area. Mars in the 6th can also give problems with competitors. However, I'm pleased to say that the malefic planets, such as Mars, do well and make you victorious. I crush you, as Arnie would say. And that's exactly what you need. If you're in a competitive arena right now looking for new work, crush them. I've got distractions. Maybe it's evil spirits. Maybe it's Arnie Schwarzenegger muscling in on my turf while I'm trying to do my thing with you. Look at the 14th. Big, big, big full moon there in your 2nd house of finance. You see, in conjunction with Pluto, opposite to this mercurial energy. Such distractions. That's all to do with money, but also here, this 6th house. One point I didn't mention to you was the fact that the 6th house has to do with your debts. And, you know, we had that Mars 5th house speculative energy moving here. There could have been some speculation there. The full moon here can throw a light on that. The moon for you rules the 8th house, not the best house. So it could show some losses there through being a little imprudent. Be more prudent. 18th is important. Notice there that shift of Venus from that 8th house, from the 7th house to the 8th house. My apologies. So there's 3 planets there. Again, this has to do with your debts, finances, restructuring your loans. It's a place of intimacy too, and Venus being the planet of love, well, nudge, nudge, wink, wink, say no more, say no more. Mercury moves out. Luckily it moved out on the 19th. It distracted me from that pathway to Xville, which I'm not allowed to talk about. You know, let's get on to this topic. 9th house, education, learning, new standards being set, journeys, because this 7th house also has to do with journeys. A lot of astrologers don't know that. It has to do with movement or change. So here we see it moving up in the 9th house. There could be some contemplation of faraway places, especially when on the 23rd the Sun decides to team up and say, what the hell, let's do it. The Sun rules the 9th house. So there's a very strong argument astrologically for some journeys taking place. There's a time for a holiday. Maybe you need a mid-year break. Perhaps you've had cabin fever. You just need to get the hell out. Get away from the kids. Get away from your partner. Just jump off the cliff. Just do something to get away from it. That's that freedom-loving 9th house shown to be very, very strong at this time. There's the moon moving in conjunction with Venus in the 8th house, which again, I'm not going to go into details on that. That's for a private reading. The next important event, which is the second last one I want to talk about, is the new moon in this 9th house. Again, you can see that the energy shifted very strongly up here into this area of education, travels, spirituality, legal matters, but more so I think to do with the travels that I mentioned earlier. Finally, on the 29th, your ruler. This is a big one, which has to do with your ruling planet, Jupiter, moving into its retrograde motion there in the 5th house. I think you will definitely start to concede that you've been a little over-optimistic, which is, I guess, a characteristic of many Sagittarians. But this one's going to pull you back. It's going to give you the opportunity to rethink your strategy. There are some challenges that occur right at the end. Have a look at that grand cross taking place here. It's a square of magnanimous proportions. Magnanimous is probably not the right word. Gargantuan is a better word, because that could be quite stressful. Retrograde Saturn opposite the moon, Mercury up here. You've got that tense conjunction of Mars and Uranus occurring in that 6th house of health, all along that nodal axis as well. So, take a deep breath. Go over to astrology.com.au, read a little bit more on what I've written there for you on the transits. Take another deep breath. Come back here, subscribe, drop me a line if you can't cope. If you've got no more Panadol or sleeping pills in the medicine cabinet, I'm here to help you. Drop me a line. I'm here. Trust me, I'm here. And unfortunately, I won't be able to see you till next month if you don't want to drop me a line. But I will see you here next month, and I hope you'll feel better. Bye-bye.